Greetings, it's Daniel Kremer, and this is a very special episode of Trailers from Hell, because I'm going to be discussing a movie that, well, if I may quote Zero Mostel and A Funny Thing Happened on the Way to the Forum, it's a work of enormous variety and nuance, and made by a filmmaker of such versatility, such magnificent range, such... Let me put it this way. I made the film. Sorry, we indie filmmakers must promote our own stuff because who else is going to? So I started shooting my film Overwhelm the Sky in November 2016, and over 2 years later, in February 2019, I finally premiered it at San Francisco Indie Fest, and then released it to other festivals in roadshow style, with overture music, intermission, entr'acte, printed souvenir programs, and some other trappings of 60s epic cinema exhibition. It's a long one at nearly 3 hours, but we've got dozens and dozens of good and sometimes even rave reviews, with only one almost bad one. I guess there's always one joker in the deck, right? But I was thrilled when the great Kino Lorber came around to acquire distribution rights, and you can get it on disc, which is I highly recommend because there's a commentary track by myself and two of my other collaborators on here. As well as some other goodies. Or if you're just into streaming and you don't like discs, it's available on many platforms now. I'll just wait here while you do that, if that's okay. Just kidding. Of course, but also be aware that a soundtrack release is coming out from a major label within the next few months. We've got an excellent score by Kostas Dafnis. So from 2019, it's my own American Gothic extravaganza, adapted from a 1799 novel by Charles Brockden Brown, Overwhelm the Sky, and I'm wearing the t-shirt for it.
Greetings, Angry Insomniacs. This is Eddie Huntly, Fallen Territory.
So the novel we adapted is Edgar Huntly, or Memoirs of a Sleepwalker, a kind of surreal murder mystery with strong socio-political undercurrents. As I mentioned, the author is Charles Brockden Brown, who is generally regarded as the most important, most prolific, and most studied American novelist predating James Fenimore Cooper. He's arguably most known for Wieland, which is widely recognized as the first piece of American Gothic. Of course, the book was set in colonial Philadelphia, but we updated it to present-day San Francisco. Overwhelm the Sky is my 7th feature film, and it was made on pretty much nothing. This is a real micro-budget endeavor that mushroomed to epic length. I got the usual business when I finished the cut, various parties telling me that I had to cut it down, though they hadn't even seen a frame of the film at that point. It was the one-size-fits-all dogma that's beat into indie filmmakers these days. It took hanging out at a holiday season cocktail party with director Philip Kaufman, a local legend here in SF, to convince me to stick to my guns on the film's length, and that perseverance paid off handsomely. I was relieved when the reviews came in saying that the runtime flew right by. I remember almost crying when I read the rave review from KQED NPR, and on my birthday no less. I have to give props to my local San Francisco cast and crew, and by that I mean a cast of nearly 40 and a crew of mostly 2. This picture was so run and gun that I recorded my own sound while also directing. I once directed a film with one of the Safdie brothers, and I know Benny was prone to doing that particular double duty as well. But this was really scaled down on the production end to absolute bare essentials. And I think it really proves the maxim that all you need are some good performers, a compelling story, and a camera. We also got very lucky with some really cool, excellent locations. I was lucky to have attended Temple University's film school, and they taught what I would call a kind of professional-grade, self-reliant filmmaking that many of the more famous film schools really don't teach, at least to that degree. I did get the big set, large crew education there too, but the DIY curriculum at Temple is how I've been able to remain so prolific. So many thanks, old alma mater. I do hope you seek out our movie. It's full of twists and turns, and if you are keen to listen to critics, the story goes in some pretty unexpected directions. So if you see it for no other reason, just know that it was made coming in on a lens and a prayer, so to speak. I am so very proud of what we were able to accomplish on very little, and thankfully it did open some doors for me. Will I continue making movies like this, on this scale, despite that success? You bet your overwhelmed keister. Why wouldn't I? It's pure creativity.